popcorn. We are two niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins,
That's me.
and Justin Brown for your movie needs. Media popcorn.
Woo!
You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it.
Spoil it in your face.
That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault. Woo-hoo. All I want for Christmas is you, baby. Yo, that little white boy had such a crush on this swirly black girl that he is on a no-fly list for the rest of his life.
Nah, he's not because he's a kid.
He fucking jumped over security. Come on,
good.
now.
He's a little white boy that ran through the airport. He fine.
Well, I did write that down in my notes. I was like, if this is a black kid, this is gonna be a different ending.
Yeah.
It's gonna end with a funeral.
Yeah. At the very least, he's tased 47 times.
Liam Neeson is releasing a fucking dove in the sky on behalf of this black boy that died.
Yo, they would have tased that little kid so much. If he was black, they would have tased that kid so many times he would have turned into Electro.
That's fucked up.
Just saying.
That's such a fucked up origin for Electro.
That's like Candyman. Tased by 12 cops.
The Candyman of the Spider-Man villains. That's fucking nuts. That's so crazy and dark. I kind of want to see that iteration of Candyman or about Electro.
Oh, God.
All right, folks. We're talking about Love Actually, the 2003 Christmas romantic comedy written and directed by Richard Curtis. Fucking powerhouse of a cast. You got Hugh Grant. I mean, a white cast. But you got Hugh Grant, Liam Neeson, Colin Firth, Laura Linney, Emma Thompson, Alan Rickman, the great late Alan Rickman, Keira Knightley, who was only 17 when she made this, so we got to talk about that.
Really?
Bill Nighy, who was fantastic as this insane singer named Billy Mack.
Yeah.
Nice. That's the kind of... If every artist behaved like Billy Mack, especially now, they would be huge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, when you just brazen and don't give a fuck. Yeah, you don't give any fuck. When he was on that TRLS show, which I remember that like back in the day, like this kind of like British version of TRL. Dude, when he was like, hey kids, don't do drugs. Become a rock star and they give them to you for free. I'm like,
don't buy drugs.
Yeah. I was like, what? He ain't lying. He ain't lying. And then he drew on the little boy band poster. He's like, we all have small dicks. I was like, damn.
Well, no, pricks.
Oh, pricks. Yeah, you call them pricks. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I gotta tell you, before I get into your thoughts on this movie, and like
I know what's coming. Go ahead.
I love this movie. I'm a sucker for some weird British romantic comedies. I don't know why. This movie and Notting Hill, man, have a special place in my heart. Well, you know what it is? You know what it is? I love how the stories come together, especially in the third act.
Yeah.
I love the music. I think it has a great soundtrack. And I'm always a sucker for when the Beach Boys, nobody knows how, what's the song? Nobody Knows How I'm Feeling. Fuck. What's that popular Beach Boys song? God only knows how I feel. You know, right?
Yeah, I just don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, so that song, whenever that song's used effectively in a movie, it's like, it almost brings a tear to my eye. Like, because between this and Boogie Nights, remember like they play that song like during that montage and stuff, like, it does. I don't know why, because it's a very melancholy song. It's a beautiful song, but it's very sad. You know what I mean? And you see all these couples come together at the airport and everything like that. And I don't know. Maybe I'm also like, sorry, because I never really had like, you know, that romantic moment like in a movie and shit like that. I've had good moments, but like never been like in a movie classical sense or anything, like where you sweep someone off
most
their face.
People don't have those weird movie moments because they're actually made for film, right?
I know. My therapist tells me that all the time. He's like, well, you know what? You know what's
you
wild?
had to pay for that? I can told you that shit.
Yeah. Well, you know what's wild is I actually I'm working on a new bit, and folks, if it, you know, I don't know, don't take this. Okay, don't take this from me. But I'm working on a new bit where I'm like the guy from I'm Jim Carrey from The Cable Guy. If I didn't like lose my mind, and like I actually have friends, because I was kind of raised on TV and movies.
Okay.
Because growing up, I didn't really have friends. I had TV in my room because my mom didn't want to talk to me. And so I kind of like watched movies. And so I had this weird skewed version of like how things wrap up and like are resolved in the world and how like love stories, you know what I mean? Like I never had like it wasn't until I would occasionally watch like a Spike Lee movie or fucking like some dark HBO show or like
Till
a
you start
dark
realizing how
yeah,
nuanced the world is?
or how dark the world is. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Who are the brothers who did Menace to Society? I remember seeing Menace to Society when the main character got shot up at the end and
Yeah.
being rocked for days. I think I said that on the
Yeah.
Menace to Society review we did. I
Yeah.
remember being
Old
fucked up
dog.
for days. Old Dog lived. That's what also was fucked up. I was like, Old Dog's the one that's literally killing people. he killed these convenience store people, and he's playing the tape throughout the whole fucking movie. He lives.
The
And then my mom, I remember like my mom or somebody was
Hughes
like,
brothers, mind you.
the Hughes brothers, thank you. But I remember my mom being like, oh, sometimes, bad people live and good people die. I'm like, that's not cool. That's not good. Anyways, I love Love Actually. That's all I'm saying.
Because, well, all right. So, are you a big Christmas person?
I used to be when I was younger until you get older and then you're like, oh, this should cost money.
When you
You know what I
realize
mean?
that Christmas is nothing but stress.
I think it depends on the circumstance. Because do you travel now, like with the kids? Do you travel for Christmas, or do people travel to you?
I mean, most people travel to us, but like, we wanted to travel for we wanted to take everyone to Finland one year, but
Mm,
it's just like,
it's
bro,
too
like
much.
absolutely like fucking like $5,000-6,000 for those flights alone. It's
Yeah,
just like
yeah. I think
a
you know
lot.
what is. I mean, we never had a huge family in general on my mom's side, and we were never going to do like the Christmas trips like on Home Alone. And shit. I think Home Alone deterred a lot of families from doing that shit.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Yeah,
But
I see
like
that.
the we just traveled to Detroit for my great grandma's house for Christmas
Mm,
like dinner. That was like it.
yeah.
Like Christmas morning, I would have like Christmas, morning, open wrapping the presents with my mom. Occasionally my grandparents would pop up or something like that. And
Mm,
then we would go to Detroit together as a family. And then we hang out with
yeah.
the cousins and stuff, the other aunts and stuff. And then that's it. It was very low stress.
Yeah, so I mean, I think most of my Christmas is the same way because mostly everyone came out to our house because like we
Yeah.
kind of had the biggest
Yeah, you
place
get the
because a lot
space.
of the family, in the city and things like that. But now it's like everyone comes to my house, which is very convenient. Um, but at the same time, it's just like it's a weird thing where it's like, all right, we need to create some sort of thing. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Outside of just whatever. So like that's where Black Santa came.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
But
can't wait
now,
till you get old enough where you can't do Black Santa no more because your knees hurt. You can't dance no more.
yeah, yeah. I can't go hard like that.
But you
Um,
know that's gonna be the day where like one of your sons realizes the mortality of their father, right? That's gonna be the day where they're
like
like, "Oh, daddy ain't sharp like he used to be."
so, I don't know if you saw, but like Black Santa has expanded now because I went to their bus stop at Jackson's bus stop the last Friday before Christmas as Black Santa, and I brought like candy for all the kids and stuff like that. So now I'm known in the neighborhood as the Black Santa who shows up to the bus stop in the morning. But the thing is,
You're gonna end up in the
Paula
news.
told no,
You're gonna end
Paula
up in the
told one
news.
of the other parents about Black Santa, and they were just like, "I love this. Like, we got to do like, everyone wanted to see it, so they basically egged it on, and then now, bro, there's people in my neighborhood who I've never met before. They're like, "Oh my god, you're the Black Santa guy." I'm like, "Oh fuck."
That's not good.
Yeah, I know,
And
I
you also
know.
said neighborhood. Are you turning Canadian? What's happening?
Maybe. But also at the same time, like that, it's adding something, like, you know, doing all that kind of stuff kind of adds something to Christmas, which makes it feel a little bit more special for me. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I guess also like when you lose, like, like when my dad passed, stuff like
Yeah.
that, it's like the holidays just, it all just changed,
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. Like,
you
definitely
know?
when I moved to New York, the holidays changed because then it was just me and my mom for Christmas, and then
Yeah.
yeah, I never went down to Florida or anything like that. Like the holidays just became more distant once moved out of Michigan. And
Yeah.
then obviously my grandmother passed, my papa, like he's in the Bronx in a, mental, you know, health facility or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I'm always blanking on like what that facility is called. Or
Well, I mean,
memory care or
no,
something.
or
Yeah.
no, assisted living.
Yeah, assisted living.
Yeah.
Unfortunately I'm estranged from my mom, so it's like It's just me and Tati, and occasionally her
Yeah.
family on Christmas. So
Well,
it's
just know,
different.
Brandon, the Brown household is also, we take in anybody who doesn't have a whole thing going on. So like we have friends of the family that come over for Christmas. So if you ever want, you're more than welcome.
I appreciate it, man. But we got a thing, like, because I always put on the Grinch. I always put.
Mm.
I had, and we've folks. We're Grinch going to talk about Love Actually because I know Justin's deferring,
No,
deflecting.
I'm not. I'm not. I'm
Oh,
not.
okay.
I'm not.
I was
It's
like,
it's
oh,
just
maybe he didn't like the movie, but Christmas got challenging, like, because even though it's Stremio, it was hard to find some of this shit. But I got the DVD, so now I have Grinch in the morning, and then after that, I watch Charlie Brown Christmas,
mm.
and then we'll watch the Christmas parade, and then, like, just chill, probably like take an edible or drink some wine. Like, that's like our Christmas, you know.
So what I did for this, so like Paula always does the advent calendars for the kids.
Oh
So,
yeah,
they get to open with different chocolate every day and all that kind of shit. And she
I
does
don't
the
do
advent
that.
calendar. Yeah,
I don't do it
neither
after I
do
saw
I.
that American Vandal season. Did you see that show on Netflix?
No.
There's an American Vandal. I think it's season 2.
Mm.
Someone put shit in the advent calendar, and it fucked me up. I was like, I'm never doing that again because they're like, it's a surprise. It's
That's wild.
maniacal, dude. You should watch it though. It's not a murder mystery because no one dies.
No, I saw the first one.
Oh, you saw the first season?
Yeah, I saw the first
Second
season.
season's pretty good. It's like a weird, like, who poisoned the punch or some shit like that. But the
Yeah,
first season is classic. Like, folks,
yeah,
if you haven't seen
classic.
American Vandal, you gotta watch the first season because what's that guy's name? Jimmy Tataro or whatever.
Yeah, who's in like
Everything
he's
now.
been in a bunch
Yeah,
of films.
like
Yeah,
yeah, he's so fucking. He
yeah.
just drawing dicks on cars. He's like, I'm good at drawing dicks. I don't know.
So what I've done this year, I ordered an advent calendar, which is wines. So it's
Ooh,
like every day is
we
pull
get
out a
sauced
new
up.
wine. Oh yeah, I'm trying to fuck this Christmas.
Yeah, because you're like, I got the snip snip, so I can get the dip
hmm
dip.
hmm It's a seedless Christmas, baby. But
Ew. You got them seedless grapes. Oh,
yeah,
what are we doing? As Lluvia, because our folks, in case you can't tell, our producer Lluvia is on vacation, so we're left to our own devices.
we
So
rolling solo, baby.
as she would say in the chat right now. So, Love Actually, um, Justin, what were your thoughts on this movie?
You know what? For some reason over the years, and it could just be from Paddington, I've grown just a disdain for Hugh Grant's face.
Really,
Paddington 2. But
Paddington turned you on Hugh Grant.
yeah, it has.
He was so crazy
But
in that
like
movie.
I actually enjoyed this film.
Yeah, man.
I enjoyed, the little stories. I felt some of them just needed to be wrapped up a little bit better. But like, yeah,
Mm.
overall, I think that this could actually work even without the whole Christmas overlay of it. But like, it was a fun film. It was a fun film to watch.
Yeah, I'm surprised that because Richard Curtis, he did. Okay, so he did Four Weddings and a Funeral. Oh, he did Notting Hill. That's why I like this shit.
Yeah,
Bridget
of
Jones's
course.
Diary, which I never saw. About Time yesterday. Oh, okay. So he's done some good movies. I didn't, but I love Notting Hill, like as I told you. But I greatly enjoyed this movie. There are some things, like you said, like some storylines that I could have done without. Like, I don't think I needed the Martin Freeman, lighting sex, you know, uh, not body doubles, but stand-ins for the porno scene and stuff like that. That didn't really
Yeah,
pay off that great. Also, it's weird that Martin Freeman grew into his old face now.
yeah,
He was like older, like when he was younger, but now, like with Sherlock and like the MCU and stuff, he looks great. You know what I mean?
yeah,
He looks better. Um, I could have done without that. The Chewie Tell, Ejiofor, Andrew Lincoln, and Keira Knightley story, I'm just glad that, like, there's conversations and, like, even the actors have admitted, like, that whole shit is creepy. I know a lot of people thought it was really romantic with the cue cards that, that dude, that Mark carries with the boombox, with the Christmas Carol. I was like, first of all, bro, you're lucky that your best friend who
and answer the door.
didn't answer the door or didn't come eventually after he told Keira Knightley, like, tell them to bugger off or whatever, which I was like, are they trying to make Peter an asshole? You know what
No,
I
no,
mean? Like,
tell him that it's carolers because he knows them enough. He's
no,
just like he's not gonna want to see that shit.
yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like, no, but Peter is Chiwetel's character. That's what I'm saying. Are they trying to make Peter an asshole? Because he's like, oh, tell the carolers to
Uh,
bug her off or whatever. Because I'm
mm,
like, oh, this is like a community thing. Like, they're
yeah,
kids. You're not gonna be like,
yeah,
hey, fuck off. You know what I mean? And so then this dude Mark, who apparently is kind of an asshole to Juliet, who's Keira Knightley's character,
yeah,
she finds out that he's in love with her because she gets the footage from their wedding, which they do the Beatles "All You Need Is Love" with like everyone popping up and playing instruments. It's a live performance. So many people pop up in the church playing instruments from the audience pews. Where I was like, how small was their audience for the wedding? Because if half of them are the band members that they didn't know about, that's kind of crazy. Anyways, so she's like, hey, like the footage is fucked up. I know that Mark was recording footage on his own. Can I see it? And so she meets up with Mark, and all of his video footage is of her. I mean, Keira
yeah.
Knightley, beautiful actress. Like Keira Knightley is beautiful to the point where I'm like, I'm not into like really skinny women like Keira Knightley, but I remember she's so stunning. Like in Pirates of the Caribbean, I remember being like, oh, I see why this motherfucker's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be a pirate for you. You know what I mean? Like, I'll
A
fucking fight
pirate side
pirates
for
for you.
me.
Which, by the way, have you ever reviewed Pirates of the Caribbean?
No.
We gotta do that series, man.
Do we?
We gotta at least do the first one.
Do
The
we
first
though?
one's so fucking good. Johnny
Okay.
Depp controversy aside, that's an amazing movie. Because
You
it
know
should
what?
not have
I
worked.
haven't really been like I never really got into it like that.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember I went like you want to talk about first dates? I'm talking about first dates, man. I went to a few first dates watching Pirates of the Caribbean. And I got the juices flowing. I don't know what it was, but
Okay.
Pirates of,
Okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean Drumline treated me very, very well.
Okay.
I don't know
Alright.
why. But yeah, okay. So Mark is like playing this boombox with this Christmas Carol, and he's got these large cue cards, basically telling like Juliet, "Hey, I'm in love with you, but like I know nothing will happen." Blah blah blah. And then he leaves, and then she like runs after him, gives him a quick kiss, and runs back inside. And he's like, "That's enough." And I'm like, "Bro, you cannot be best friends with this dude.
Yeah.
You're in love with his wife."
Mm-hmm.
And if they ever break up and y'all start dating, you best believe someone's gonna die.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I'm just saying. Also, how come Andrew Lincoln? Andrew Lincoln is Rick from Walking Dead.
Mhm.
One of the biggest shows, had one of the biggest first 2 seasons, like I think in television history, right? How come he faded away? Where so many people from Walking Dead blew up. John Barenthal, Stephen Yeun, Dinah from Black Panther. Like so many people like took off. Even a few of the tertiary characters from the later seasons, like they one of them was like the lead. She's the lead of a fucking Star Trek show. Corey Hawkins was in the show. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck happened to Andrew Lincoln? It's so weird.
Yeah. I think one thing obviously is like sometimes people just kind of fade out of the industry. They're just like, I'm just done with this. You know what I'm saying? Like he cashed out and he was just like, I'm good now. Or maybe he was a fucking dick. Because a lot of people think, hey, I've made it big. Now I can do whatever the fuck I want, and it doesn't necessarily work. Their attitude outweighs their talent.
Mm.
So I mean, and I'm not saying like I have no inside info that he was an asshole, something like that. But
Justin's
sometimes
gossip
that does
corner.
happen.
Gossip corner. Okay, so yeah, like the whole Juliet, Peter, Mark thing was weird because I'm like, Mark is so shady because he's the best man at the wedding. He's pretending like he doesn't like Juliet to the point where Peter's like literally like, dude, can you please be nice to her? She just wants this footage from you. And she's even hesitant to go to the point where he's like, then shows that he's obsessed with her. And Keira
Yeah,
Knightley and Andrew Lincoln have both said, and even the directors admitted, like, it's creepy. Because Keira Knightley was
yeah,
also 17 when she did this movie. I don't know how the fuck that happened. She doesn't look, when you know that she's 17 and you see this movie, you're like, she looks 17. You
mm,
know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
I don't know
It
why
is
they
weird
did that. That's so weird.
because probably somebody had a hard on for her. That's why.
Well, I think this is right after she did Bend It Like Beckham. And I don't know if this is before or after Pirates of the Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean was 2003, so this is like the same year. damn, she had a hell of a 2003.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Um, so yeah, we have that storyline. Then we have we talked a little bit about Billy Mack, who has this song called "Christmas Is All Around." Even like it's terrible, and he even does like a radio appearance where the DJ is like, "Oh God, I bet this song is terrible." Oh wait, the singer's here. All right, like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's so bad.
But the fact that he leans into it is actually what makes it great. And,
Oh
like,
yeah,
that's why he gets the number 1 song. He's just like, "Yeah, I don't care. Like, this song is stupid." It's just like, "But wouldn't it be awesome to just make me the number 1 hit song?" So, like, yeah, he campaigned it, but in a counterculture way, which then made it the number 1 thing. It's like a fuck you to the industry.
yeah, and it's weird because like that can work, especially if that like fits your motive. Like he's like a rock star, right? So
Yeah.
you know, it kind of works. Like for Ray J, when he had those Raycon glasses, and the dude's
Mhm.
like, "I can break these." He's like, "They're unbreakable," and the dude snaps him in half. He's like, "I don't
I don't
care."
care.
And you like you because you're like Ray J's a psychopath. You know what I mean? It just worked. Like you're like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like, let's say like a Taylor Swift tried to do this shit. Like she put out a terrible song. She's not gonna be the one to be like, "Yeah, that was terrible," right? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's She's just too
Well,
big,
yeah, I mean,
too full of herself, probably. I
oh,
don't know,
yeah,
Tay.
well,
I
no,
don't mean to take
it's
shots
just
at Miss Swift. She might be
y
a amazing
a
person.
lovely young lady,
She
but
got
so
great legs.
okay, we didn't need that. I think the main thing about it is that, like, hello? Oh, I thought
Are
I
you
lost you for
okay?
a second. Yeah, I thought I lost you for a second.
Yeah.
Um, um, so I think it's like you just have to have the right personality to be able to pull that off, and it has to be also like you're not putting it on. It's just really who you are.
Yeah, I mean, even his manager, Joe, which that's like the storyline. It's like, this guy, this, Billy Mack and his manager, Joe, are going to all these, like, appearances and, like, trying to promote this song and make it a hit or whatever, and Joe's just miserable because he's just like, "Hey, I just need you to cool it. Stop being so controversial and so honest." And he's like, "That's all I can do, baby." And then, at one point, he's like, "Hey, if this becomes the number 1 single for Christmas, I will perform naked on, like,
Yeah,
a show appearance," right? And so that's what blows it up. That's what blows it up. But it is creepy that at the end, like, you know, for Christmas, he goes to his manager's house instead of, like, going to, like, fuck a bunch of, like, you know, groupies or whatever the fuck, and he's like, "Yo,"
yeah,
to his manager, like, "You were basically the love of my life because 'cause I've never had a relationship, I don't have any family and stuff." And he's like, "Let's get drunk and watch porn." And I'm like, "What?" Like, you
yeah.
guys are
We didn't need that
12-year-old
part.
boys.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
That was
It's
really weird. That
really
was
weird,
really
right?
weird. Like we didn't need that. So like the thing what
Oh,
makes this movie a
yeah.
little bit tough to review because there's so many
I know, that's
intermingling
why I'm moving to the
stories. Yeah,
storylines. Yeah, so next we have,
yeah.
writer Jamie, played by Colin Firth, and, this Italian chick named Aurora, which actually is Portuguese. So Jamie is a writer. His girlfriend pretends to be sick as he's going to Juliet and Peter's wedding. Um,
Was that his girlfriend or is that his
that
wife?
was his girlfriend. That was his girlfriend, but then he finds his
Okay.
brother is fucking her. And I was like, I wrote
Mm.
down my notes. I'm like, "Oh, I know Justin ain't gonna be a fan of this storyline."
Mm-mm.
The fact that he
Oh
went
no.
to the family house for Christmas evening is wild. And they're like,
Yeah.
Uncle Jamie, and the brother's there. I'm like, yo, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
And then they all had the audacity to be like, we hate Uncle Jamie. I'm like, literally, my brother fucked my girlfriend
Yeah.
in my house
Mm-hmm.
where my family sleeps. Oh, I was trying to do Godfather stuff. But so it fucks him up so bad. He goes to France where he then meets a Portuguese housekeeper.
Yeah.
She doesn't speak English, but they clearly are into each other. She has to strip down because like his pages go flying. She goes into the
She doesn't
lake.
have to. She just
Yeah,
does it.
she just takes off all of her clothes. I was like, I know what this chick's doing. I know what she's
Mm-hmm.
doing. And she's a cute Portuguese lady.
That
Cute
wasn't for
Portuguese
me,
lady.
but it's okay.
I
You
know.
know,
You know what it was like? Like when I was younger, when I first saw this movie, I was really into her out of all the love interests in this movie. Ever since then, I'm like really into Natalie, the assistant, the junior member for the prime minister.
mm-hmm.
She was the one for me. She's the one for me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, they talk about the fact that she has a fatty. She has some
Oh
big
yeah.
old
I mean, she
thighs. You know,
looked,
we about
and she
that.
got that cute, beautiful smile. I was like, oh yeah, that's the one for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
But okay, so Jamie, he retreats because he's a writer. He's trying to finish his story. And then basically he realizes he falls in love with Aurora. He's like learning Portuguese when he has free time and stuff like that. And then he goes to France and like he leaves his family on Christmas Eve, goes to France and like goes to like her little town and basically is like, "Hey, I'm like in love with you," and like he's making a goofball of himself in her language. But then she reveals that she's been studying English, because she likes him too, and then like they get together. I didn't quite buy them connecting this way. Like, I think even with a sexual attraction, you got to be able to communicate verbally. Otherwise, you're so misled. Because what if he starts talking to her and then she's like, and I really think the Germans had something going on in that World War. You know what I mean? You don't want to
I don't
find
know,
that out
man.
because of a
I
language
don't know,
barrier.
man. I banged out using the power of Google Translate. It's like it works. It works. It's fucking sexy. And the language that you speak is fucking
All
no,
right.
no, but there is something sexy about that. So like it can work. I don't know if it's something that can sustain an entire marriage or
Yeah.
relationship. Like obviously they started, learning each other's languages so they could communicate better.
Yeah.
But I couldn't see myself, shipping off to another country and being just like, I want to marry you, all just based off of a kiss,
Yeah.
a passing kiss. I was like, I
Yeah.
think that's a little bit far fetched, but like,
Yeah.
I can see how.
And so here's the thing, folks. If you're following along, okay, so the Billy and Mac and this Manager Joe story, that's the one story that's not directly connected to all the other stories.
Yeah.
It's this through line with this song and just providing some like levity because some of the stuff gets
Yeah.
a little sad and like or what have you. So, like I said, Juliet and Peter and Mark, that whole love triangle happens. Jamie is friends with Peter, I believe, and so that's why he's at that wedding, right? And so that's a connection from that story to his story. And then, um, how does how does Jamie connect? How does Jamie connect with Harry, Karen? How does Jamie connect with the Alan Rickman, Emma Thompson story? Oh no, they're connected with Emma Thompson is the sibling of Hugh Grant's prime minister. So that's how this is all.
Yes.
Yeah, that's even though she says
Yeah.
he's her older brother, and I was like, that don't make no sense. Hugh Grant definitely looks younger than Emma Thompson, but what the fuck do
Yeah.
I
In
know?
this film, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Harry is a managing director at a design agency. He has this flirtatious relationship with a secretary named Mia. Harry is married to Karen, who's played by Emma Thompson. In a role I think a lot of people should have been nominated actually for awards. I think that Alan Rickman and both Emma Thompson were amazing in this movie. I think Emma
Mm,
Thompson, when she has that crying scene when she realizes that necklace that he bought wasn't for her,
yeah.
and she's just like trying to like she has to put on a brave face because they have to like take the kids out for Christmas stuff. Like that was fantastic. So he's flirting with potentially having this affair with his secretary. They have two kids, and like we said, Karen is the sibling to the prime minister, which we'll get to him. This guy David, played by Hugh Grant. I love the department store scene. Tatiana also loved it too when he's trying to get that necklace for Mia
Yeah.
and
And
Rowan Atkinson from
mhm.
fucking Mr. Bean. And like it's so insane. Like he's just like trying to get this necklace, and he's like, "Hey, can we like hurry up?" And for me, it's like it's comedic. It's a comedic scene. But like if you're like really a salesman at this like Macy's type store, and you see it's the Christmas season, and this gentleman is like, "Hey, can I hurry up and get this fucking necklace? Just put it together. I'm gonna take it."
Yeah.
Right. Clearly, he's trying to get it before whoever the fuck he's buying this for comes around,
Yes.
right? And so for him to be like, I gotta put a cinnamon stick and worship the devil and whatever the fuck I'm gonna put in this plastic
And
bag
worship the
and
devil.
sprinkle some flowers in here and shit. It's funny as hell, but it's also insane. You know what I mean? Like, because
Yes.
then he's like disappointed when like Alan Rickman just runs away, and so he loses the sale. I'm like, what'd you expect? He's just like, can I just pay for it? He's like, well, after you say you wanted it wrapped, and like I'm just like, you're about to lose like $20.
Yeah.
You can be making $20 right now.
I mean, yeah, off of what, $275
Yeah,
or
it's
something
like
like that.
10% or something. And like he can make a little bit more if he could sell the insurance. Which, by the way,
That's
selling
the way
insurance,
you make it.
fuck dollar rental. I gotta say, fuck dollar rental. Bro, I got fucking hustled in Detroit. Hustled, dude. This sales rep at the front desk never happens before, right? She was like, I was like, she asked me about insurance. I'm like, I always decline the insurance. I don't need the insurance. She's like, oh,
Yeah.
well, the assistants require me to put something. I'm like, what do you mean it's requiring me to put something? She's like, I would suggest going with like the basic liability. It's like $13 a day, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, I don't need that. I've never needed that. And she's like,
Mm,
well, the system won't let me go forward without putting something in, and you don't have your own
yeah,
insurance. I was like, that's never been a thing. And that's not a
yeah,
Michigan law. Like, what are you talking about? And
yeah.
just like, I'm holding up this line. People are getting upset because like, it's been like it's been terrible customer service even to this point.
Mm,
And I'm just like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, I'm just telling you, the system won't let me go forward." And so I'm like, "Fine, fucking put it on." But I'm like, I'm gonna report this because this doesn't feel right. This feels like you're
yeah,
hustling me. And so like I
yeah.
went out, I got the car. What mind you, the car she initially gave to me, we go all the way to fucking the parking spot. Someone's pulling out with the car. So I had to go back and get another car. And then I'm hitting up Dollar on social media and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in your Detroit location? They were just like, oh, we're so sorry. That shouldn't have happened, but money's gone now. Like, and I'm like, she got a commission on that.
Yeah.
It's not much. She probably got like $2 or some shit, but still, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they tried to catch me like that, and I was just like, "Nah, I have my own insurance." And it was like, "Oh, but you know, it's like
I
it was
should have
like,
been
oh,
more.
well," and I had one person try to tell me that I can't use my own. And it was like, "That's not the way it goes."
Yeah.
I was just like,
It,
"Don't do it."
they
Then it's
tried
like,
to
"No, I'll
trick
just
you.
go I'll go get a car somewhere else. I'll walk away."
That's what I should have done. I should have called their bluff and just been like, all right, I'll just go across the street then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm definitely gonna do that next time because I don't like that shit. But also Michigan was acting funny. Like we had some issues with the hotel and stuff like that. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
But
Um,
that's the way things are now because everybody's trying to catch the nut.
well, that's the thing. Yeah, they're trying to catch a nut and make a nut. It's
Hmm.
insane, dude. I actually I put this in my scripts recently. I went to what the fuck was it? Was it the car rental? No, it was gas station. It was at the gas station. I'm pumping my own gas. Like this is Livonia, Michigan, which I should
Mm,
not have been in, by the way. Like we can talk about that offline and stuff like that. It's
mm.
fucking nuts, dude. For this wedding. I was at a gas station. They asked me if I wanted a tip. And I'm like, I did it myself. I'm not gonna tip myself? Who am I tipping? It's 3
Yeah.
in the morning. No one's out here. Like, what are you doing? I put it in a script. I'm like, that's fucking absurd.
Well, it's funny because
What
we were
happened?
in Florida. I went to a Cracker Barrel. We went to a
Cracker
Cracker
Barrel.
Barrel.
Cracker?
Eh,
Cracker Barrel.
yeah. Come on down for some whatever. All right, so I left the tip on the table because
Mm,
like we had great service. Also, it was a new girl and she was like being trained by somebody else. And was like,
okay.
I want to make sure they get their tip.
Yeah.
Right. So I left the tip on the table. So I get up to the front and the woman's just like, it's like, oh, so you leave a tip. I said, I left a tip on the table. And she like looked at me and I'm just like, no, I left a
I
tip on the
did.
table.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like,
She's not believing
almost
you.
like, almost like giving me the face. It's just like, you're really going to, I was like, kind of trying to guilt me in. And it was like, no, I left the tip on the table. 0 tip. This is like cash. This is like, leave me the fuck alone. Like,
Yeah, man. Like
I ain't guilty. I ain't never gonna. You ain't gonna make me feel guilty about my
well, that's the thing
fucking
is you're
money.
playing a dangerous game when you do that because it's like if
Yeah,
you piss me off enough, no one gonna get a tip now, and I'm well within my rights to be like, fuck you.
yeah,
If I'm telling you I left the tip at the table, don't give me a hard time or don't try to make me feel like shit because I'm
yeah,
not adding additional tip on the screen.
yeah.
Because then we can
They
get real crazy up there. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
listen, but
we can call the manager real quick. I can go with Karen real quick on here.
you know what? It's just so I rented a car, but I went through Turo because I wanted to get a
The fuck is Toro?
specific car, huh?
What's Toro? That's a rental company?
Turo. So it's like you're renting somebody else's actual car.
Oh, interesting.
So like, yeah, so like you can rent like high end vehicles and things like that. So like I'm looking at like a Kia Carnival, it's a hybrid vehicle, so it's like
Yeah.
a bigger car,
I like
so almost
Kias.
like a minivan. Yeah, so do I. The trucks are really nice now.
Yeah, my mom
And
used to have
so
a
it's
Kia
like,
before it got repossessed, and it was a very smooth ride.
damn, god damn, friend, this
I
is
got
your
some
mama on
darkness in my
Front Street.
stories, man. I got some stories.
No, it's not about stories, nigga. He was just like, yeah, before that bitch shit got repossessed, before she couldn't pay her bills. Yeah, this your mama, Brandon. Shit. Um, Jesus Christ. Um, so we're actually looking to buy a Kia Carnival. We're looking at the high. So I'm like, I'm gonna find the exact vehicle that I'm looking at, and then I'll rent that. So then we have an an opportunity to drive it for the next 5 days to see if we actually really like it. So I get this car, but I got it with a car seat, with a booster seat, for the kids. It didn't come with the booster. So I reached to the guy. It's like, hey, it's like you forgot the booster. He's just like, I don't see a booster on the thing. And I added the booster, but for some reason the app didn't go through on the app. So he's just like, hey, if you want to come north, I'll give it to you for free. I'm just like, no, don't worry about it. Like, I'm good because I don't want people to think I'm trying to take fucking advantage of them. You know what I'm saying? Because I know people do that kind of shit. But then it's just a weird thing. It's just like when you're in a zone where people aren't doing well, and then they're just doing anything they can to make a buck. It's like, so everyone is suspicious. So it's kind of just like, bro, that's not the case. And it's like, and maybe any other way, I'd look at that and be like, maybe I should go ahead and get that, even though Jackson was fine just sitting on the seat. We had one for Axel. I was like, but like it makes you feel weird, and you pass up on opportunities, and I don't know. We're just in a weird time, and it just sucks when it's like this because you feel like people are trying to take advantage of you, and you don't want people to think you're trying to take advantage of them. It's just it just fucking sucks, bro.
100%, man. And I can empathize to an extent, but like, don't try to play me, you know what I mean? Or don't try to make me feel fucked up.
Yeah,
we're all going through some shit right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, don't. It may not seem like a big deal to you because I'm renting a car, so you might think, "Oh, he got it." Like, but still, like, you don't know what I want to do with that $30
Yeah.
plus
Well,
taxes and
also
shit.
depends how long it is. That shit adds up pretty fucking
Oh yeah,
fast.
yeah. I only had 2 days, so it was like, here's the flip side. Here's like the positive way that I try to like flip it so I don't fucking stress out and have a heart attack in my early 40s like my grandmother did, which
Mm.
is okay. This has never happened to me before, right? But this insurance thing at the car rental. Let me take it as a sign, pay the $30 and just have the liability insurance because this has never happened before. It's
Mm.
possible some shit could happen now with the car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I'm like, if it's not going to break me financially, let me just deal with it, right? Like, let me just do it. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to be happy, and I am going to like complain because these companies always send surveys and all kinds of shit. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So like for this episode, like, I'm gonna send this episode to the fucking dollar rental manager who emailed me and gave me a bullshit ass response and be like, "Yo,
Mm.
I'm sending this out." I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be public though, but at least I'll know that it's out there that I had a terrible Dollar Tree experience.
Well, but that's like what happened when I got fucked over in Austin by fucking Uber or whatever, and the dude, drove like 20 minutes away from me, like started the ride and then ended the ride, and then fucking, I got charged 25 fucking $30. It's just like, but unfortunately for him, he got the only nigga who ain't out in Austin fucking drinking in the middle of the night. So like, I contacted them fucking immediately. I got
Yeah.
my money back. So it was
Oh
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, it's like,
And
it's
that
like,
shit just gets you
fucked up.
fired. And that's just
Yeah.
shit could get fired. You fired. That's what's so shady about like, especially that's why like I feel bad about like for women, especially like I guess with ride shares and like even Uber Eats and stuff, because they'd be like, "Oh, Susie's gonna drop off the food, or Susie's picking you up," and there's a nigga named Ronald. That's not even like the picture that you know what I mean. Like that's shady as hell. And it's probably because they got kicked off the apps because they were doing some wild shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Like in LA that happened to me one time. Like I had put in a address, right? So the guy's driving me, and then I realized I was going the wrong place.
Mm.
And so I was like, oh shit. Like I gotta add an address, and you gotta like just stop going to this place. I'm gonna add in the correct address. So I added it in, and then he's like, oh no, I can't go there. I'm like, but I'm in the car and like this is part of the ride. So like I have the option to do it. So you have to take me there. Say, no, 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 I gotta go pick up my kids. I was like, yeah, that doesn't really seem like fair to me because my kids are on the other side of the city. I'm like, yeah, but still, this is your job. And he's like, no, you got to get out. So he just dropped me off in the middle of like some random suburb in LA. And I was like, and I definitely stood out like a fucking sore thumb because I'm me.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I immediately just hit up Uber. I'm like, hey, your driver just left me in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
So they refunded me and sent me a free car.
Good.
Because I'm like, what? Like, I feel unsafe. I pulled a Karen. I was like, I feel unsafe.
Yeah. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I don't know where the fuck I am at.
Well, you know what it is? I don't even know where the fuck I was because I had to go like some like screening in the middle of fucking bumfuck, one of those small areas in LA and stuff like that.
Mm.
And I'm like, white people are driving by me or walking by me and like their strollers and shit. And just, I wasn't looking my best. I was like in a hoodie and shit. I was looking like,
Yeah.
rough, like not
Normal.
rough, but
Yeah, you're
I was
looking
just,
normal.
I was, but
Like a
a
normal
black man
black
in a
dude.
hoodie in an
Yep.
area that they're not supposed to be in, that's not good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But LA's hoodie weather
Mm.
or whatever. Fuck. And so I was just like, yeah, I'm not good in this. And they were like, oh, we're so sorry. But I'm like, that dude should be fired. Like, I get like maybe he had to go, like, but don't take the ride during these windows because anything could happen. You get caught in traffic, something, it's
I
fucking
mean,
crazy, man.
I could see where he's coming from, but it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah,
You know what
don't
I'm
drop me
saying?
off in the middle of a corner in the middle of a fucking town city I don't know.
I would be on some shit that's like, listen, like I actually can't go that way. I took this record, I'm on a time constraint, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put you in a space where it's gonna be easier for you to be able to catch an Uber so you could, like pick up and get where you gotta go. And I'm like, I'm really sorry. Like I've been so apologetic, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, of
there's a
course,
way
but
to do things. There's a way
yeah,
to fucking do things. And
exactly.
especially if you're a person of color, you gotta know that shit right off the
Yeah.
bat.
Yeah, and then,
So let's get back to this fucking
yeah,
movie.
there is a way to do things, and, like, that's what Harry, Alan Rickman's character, if you're gonna buy a necklace for your potential mistress, don't buy your wife a Joni Mitchell CD. You gotta buy her something equal or better than the necklace you bought.
Yeah, nigga, you buy 2 of them bitches.
It's like, that was so crazy, dude. 'Cause when she saw that Joni Mitchell CD, man, Emma Thompson, like I said, she should have been nominated for this performance.
Yeah.
That scene alone was so good. And then she pushes through, so she doesn't want to ruin the holiday and stuff. But she does confront Harry, and she's like, "I know about the necklace and stuff like that." And he's like, "I'm a fool." But then and we see them at the end, like at the airport, and they're like slowly reconciling and stuff like that. But then when she sees her brother David at that school performance, and she hugs him, she's like, "I'm so happy to see my older brother." That's when I was like, this is a nice scene because it's always good, like especially if you're going through a rough time and you have someone that you
Yeah.
can grab and like be consoled by briefly. But I was like, older, like Emma,
Mhm.
like you look great. Emma looks great, but I was like, Hugh is definitely younger than you, for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't you try to sell me this fucking story.
Now let's talk about David, Hugh Grant's character, who's also the newly elected prime minister, who's a single guy. He gets a lot of shit because he's young. And now, like,
And he's unmarried.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
unmarried.
yeah.
That's the main
What?
thing.
Yeah, I said he's single.
Yeah.
Single, unmarried, it's all the same, baby. He's unkept.
That's not what that means.
Oh, words are all up for interpretation. Natalie is a junior member of the staff at 10 Downing Street, and he meets her like as he's meeting the U.S. president, who's played by Billy Bob Thornton. Clearly supposed to be some kind of Clinton-esque kind of horn dog character because he hits on
Mhm.
Natalie and shit like that, and like basically David basically was like rebuffs him at a joint press conference, is like, hey, you in the United States are cool, but like they ain't that cool. Like he basically like
Yeah.
is doing what all the international leaders are doing against Trump right now, being like, hey, this nigga's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
we'll tolerate him, but world, keep your head in the swivel because the United States is on some bullshit.
Yeah.
And then so David, because he is attracted to her, and he like he obviously he's in a position of power, so he has her transferred. But then he gets a Christmas card from her, and basically like because they have like this mutual attraction, like they're constantly like kind of
Yeah.
like looking at each other and stuff like that. And she's a beautiful woman. I don't know whatever happened to that actress that plays Natalie. She was cute. Martine, oh,
Mhm.
she's got a bunch of names. Martine, Kimberly, Sherry, McCutcheon. She's been in a lot
I'll
of
tell you
stuff.
what. I'll tell you what happened to her. Somebody had to knock that up.
She only
No,
has
she
one
got married
kid.
2012.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
she only has one
surprised.
kid though. They're
Oh,
separated though.
then they're separated.
They're separated.
Oh,
Oh, hey. She 49. Okay.
okay. All
Martine,
right.
if you listen to the
So
Medium
there's still a
Popcorn,
chance.
send us an email at mediumpod@gmail.com. We'll go out to Red Lobster, talk about movies.
Martine, if you're listening.
It's feeling ladies still like Red Lobster. What's the saddest place you ever took a date to? because you just didn't have the funds.
I don't know.
Okay.
I was really good at positioning cheap ass dates pretty well.
Okay.
Like I'd be like, hey, let's go get some fucking ice cream. We go 16 handles.
Y'all got some
Yeah.
dairy farts afterwards?
No, 1600 is frozen yogurt, nigga. So then you know, you 16 handles, and then you walk. And
You walk up the
take a walk.
calories and you walk up
Yeah.
the farts. Okay,
You know what
I
I'm
got you.
saying? You talk and you walk and talk, stuff like that.
Get the
It's
air
actually a
out.
nice little date.
Okay, got it.
Come on now. I was a broke nigga for a long time.
And back to broke. And back to broke.
Mm-hmm.
That's why y'all need to tell people about Patreon. Patreon.com/media popcorn.
That's right.
Help Justin and I go on some better dates.
With our wives.
I think I think the worst, it wasn't even that bad. It was Olive Garden. It was Olive Garden because they had the all you could eat shit and they had the cheap ass wine. And I'm like in college and stuff like, you know what I mean? I'm
Mhm,
like, I'm trying to have a full belly, but I'm also trying to fuck. So like, let's have like a good meal. So we're both nice and warm and toasty.
mhm,
You know what I mean?
mhm.
Had some good Olive Garden wine. You know what I mean? It's a fun time. And then you
Okay.
get the unlimited salads and soups and shit, and they got the
Mhm.
cheese. It's fun.
You know, I would say the worst broke nigga move that was happened to me on a date was I went to see in Brooklyn, and they don't take
Oh, that's the
certain
Thai place,
cards.
right?
Yeah, and they didn't take the card that I had.
Oh no,
So
that's
like,
the
yeah,
worst.
I couldn't use my card, and
Would you have
so I
like a
had to be
Discover
like,
card or something?
no, it was like an American Express.
Huh? That's weird.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that
I
means that
was
they had
just,
some merchant issues. Well,
huh?
there's a period with American
No, it's because
Express.
American Express charge
Their
has high
fees are
fees.
crazy. Yeah, and I remember there's a
Yeah,
period where their fees are really high. Apparently, like they
yeah.
dropped them a little bit. I think for businesses like during the
Mhm.
pandemic and stuff like that. But yeah, I remember like some businesses like when I would do Yelp events, businesses would tell me like, yeah, like Amex, and they a lot of people don't take Discover for that reason
Yep.
because their fees are
S
crazy. Apparently.
so I had to, you know, I had to ask him. I was like, "Hey, I mean, I'm gonna need you to fucking pay for this meal, or if not, we doing fucking doing dishes in the back, baby."
Is that a thing? Is
I don't
that
know.
really a thing? If you can't pay
I don't
your
know.
bill, you wash the dishes.
No, I'm pretty sure they just called the police on you. But and I was dressed too fly for that shit. And she was just like, "Well, you're gonna pay me back." I'm like, "Yes, I'm going to pay you back." It's like I don't have my debit card on me. It's
Yeah.
like I will send you the money, and I did, but you know, and I did get a second date. It was just, you know, just a really like shitty, like,
Mm.
you know, I felt horrible, and she was really hot, which made it even worse. But that girl was
I'm
stupid as shit. I had
sorry.
to get rid of her. I had to get rid of her. She was way too stupid for me.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always embarrassing when you're at a meal and like they don't accept your card. Like I remember going to it was very spontaneous, but like we were out with a bunch of other couples, and
Mhm,
one of them was like in town, and she has expensive taste, and she of course was like, "Let's go to this one place in the east, in like near Union Square. It's fucking like a something tavern. It's like a Michelin star restaurant." And so like for per couple, right? The bill is going to equal up like to almost $300 per couple, like
fuck
from our meal.
you. Yeah.
One couple. The guy was like, fuck. Like they just had a kid too. That's like why the person that organized this is very insensitive. Because one couple like literally just had a kid, and not everyone has like multiple businesses and gas stations like this couple does, right?
Mhm,
So they're the ones that picked the restaurant. And the one couple that just had a kid, they had Apple Pay. They had the Apple Card or
mm,
whatever. And this
yeah.
restaurant was like, we don't take that shit. And it was just like, so now, and like, of course, the rich couple is like, huh? Like, cause you know what I mean? Like, we don't know
Yeah,
them. We don't know this
yeah,
couple. The two other couples don't know this couple. Like, we're all mutual friends of y'all. So if
yeah.
y'all pick this place and a friend can't cover it for whatever reason, and they just had a kid,
Ante
do
up,
the
nigga.
do the nice thing
Yeah,
and cover their half of the bill. Instead of
yeah.
just like, well, I guess we can all just cover you, and then like you guys can Venmo us each. I'm like, why would we do that? Why would they need to Venmo like 5 different people?
Listen, nigga.
I was like,
We
Venmo you. Venmo
how
you. They
how
figured
about
it out.
this?
Unfortunately, the wife had to pull out I think they used her debit card, which is like
Mm,
cash. You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean? Like, because they were embarrassed. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
that's embarrassing when you're like told, like, hey, because what it was is we all gave cards. he had the Apple card, and so of course the fucking waitress is like, "Whose card is this?" Out of like the 5 cards she has.
Yeah.
So that's embarrassing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Especially as
we
a
don't
man,
take
like,
this.
yeah, like I hate when people do that. You know what I mean?
So I was hanging out with this chick. I wouldn't even call it dating because she was fucking annoying. The pussy's real good though. She I was like, "Hey, let's go to this place," and she'd be like, "Oh, I don't like that place. What about this place?" And she'd find the most expensive fucking place. And then
Of
one
course.
time we went to like we picked some place. I picked some place. She's like, "Oh, what about this place?" And then we're there. And she's like, "Oh, I've been always wanting to come here." And da 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 da. It's right around the block from her house. And then like also I started seeing the prices of this bitch. And was like, I can see why you're waiting for somebody to take you. You fucking bitch. Last time I ever took out it. And like this is over because also she told me a story with her like your grandma like my grandmother once told me that like I'm always good for spending someone else's money. I would squirrel my own money away, but then spend my dad's money or somebody else's money. And
Yeah.
she worked on Wall Street.
Oh shit.
She worked for an investment firm, and she knew. I'm just like, oh, so you trying to just spend my money even though you've got all the money? I said, fuck you,
Yeah.
fuck you.
So David finds Natalie after going to several houses on he finds out where she lives. Like he finds out the street that she's on, and he goes door to door, and basically like he runs into Mia,
Yeah,
the
she's
secretary
the
from
next door neighbor.
yeah, and then she's the one that tells her where Natalie is. But before that, he's popping up at houses. And he's like, "Oh, I'm singing carols," because they're like, "You're a prime minister. What the fuck are you doing on my door?" And so that his bodyguard has like a great singing voice and shit. He finds out. So like, there's some
Yeah,
cute stuff there. Also, David does this little dance scene to that jump song, which I actually like that scene. Hugh Grant
mm.
apparently hated filming it. He's like
Yeah,
a
because
prime
he's a
minister wouldn't
terrible
dance.
dancer.
Well, he's also like a prime minister wouldn't dance like this. But I'm like,
Uh,
dude, it's a romantic comedy, man. Have a little fun, baby. Have a little fun. Um,
a
and
prime
so
minister wouldn't dance. See, that's like niggas that like they're not real people.
oh yeah, yeah. Prime ministers are doing a lot more than dancing behind the scenes.
Yeah, right.
Um, and so Natalie's family is actually going to the school play that has a nativity scene. And oh yeah, that's a funny thing. Emma Thompson and Alan Rickman's daughter is in the nativity play. And what are they playing? They're playing she's playing a lobster.
Yeah, yeah, a lobster.
Emma Thompson's like, there's a lobsters in the nativity.
It's like, yeah, there's actually two or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. She's like, "What?" And so that's where he links up with his sister, and it's a connection to a few other plot lines, right? And then backstage, they finally make out, and then like they're seen together a month later, like together, and like she also has a very vulgar mouth, which I appreciate it. You know, she's
Mm,
like coming downstairs, like, "What the fuck are we doing here still?" Like blah blah blah, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's fucking sexy."
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. All right, let's get to Liam Neeson's character, who is Daniel, who is a close friend of Karen. Again, Emma Thompson's character. His wife just died, and like I guess she had cancer, so she had planned like her funeral and everything like that. They have a he has a stepson named Sam, who's played by that really creepy kid actor who grew into being creepier. His name is Thomas Brody Sangster or whatever the fuck. Yeah, and so this kid he's learning how to play drums because he wants to do the talent show with this girl that he has a huge crush on.
Yeah.
And so it's about them, like kind of like him helping and supporting his son as he prepares for the show. Also coming to grips with like, you know, his wife just recently passed and stuff like that and learning to move on. He supports his son as he's like going through air support security, tell this girl that he really likes her. Cause it's just like, don't hold back, man. Like, even if she tells you no and rejects you, like, don't hold back on yourself. Like, always go for
Yeah.
what you want and like what you love, right? That was beautiful. I think I really like that, like
I
father
like
son.
how he uses the moms as just like,
Yeah.
like we didn't tell your mom, we should have told your mom how much we loved her more when she was here.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, so you don't want to live with regrets. It's like, yeah, I mean, it was great. And also, I mean, when, I was looking at this and I was like, wait, was this before or after, Lim Nielsen's
Before. It was a few
wife
years
died?
before. Yeah, I wrote that
it was
down in my
before.
notes too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just like, oh man, like little did he know that he was going to be, semi in this kind of situation.
Yeah.
And, especially since that was, her death was actually pretty abrupt. So like, poor guy.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we did have that controversy where he talked about he wanted to find a black person and kill them, but yeah, it's
I know, but
I know,
still,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's,
for sure, for sure.
yeah,
I still love Liam Neeson. Come on, fucking Taken.
yeah.
Naked Gun
Mhm.
recently. Come on, man. And he did Atlanta, and he made fun of it. It's great.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great. Which by the way, that's how you do it, folks. If you get semi canceled for something or you get some controversy, lean in like in a
Mhm.
way where it's like artful, but also like you're poking fun at yourself. You can do it and you can kind of redeem yourself. Like, Liam Neeson did it. Bad Boys 4. What did Will Smith do? He had Martin slap the fuck out of him. You know what
Yeah,
I
like
mean? Like,
3
you,
times.
yeah, you got to do some things to kind of be like, okay, I get it. I fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though
Yep.
Liam Neeson in Atlanta was just like, I don't like the lot of you. Like he like kind of like doubled down on the racist, but like that's the point of like that was the point of that episode. Or that scene, that episode. So, anyways, we have the whole All I Want for Christmas Is You performance. Mariah Carey stay kicking off that song. Because
Mhm.
that's the Mariah version. Apparently that little girl can really sing like that too,
Yeah,
which is wild.
she's a singer, singer-actress. She grew up she's quite the looker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's cute.
Older now? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I did think it was funny that Daniel's wife in her eulogy video said like, "I wish you could like date Claudia Schiffer," and that he literally meets a woman who is played by Claudia Schiffer.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was like, okay, all right, that's funny.
Well
Um,
done.
yes, yes. Okay, now we gotta get to Laura Dern's character real quick. She is a American woman working at Harry Allen Rickman's company. She's in love with the creative director, played by this guy named Carl, who's played by this terrible, terrible actor named Rodrigo Santoro. I say he's
Yeah.
terrible because he was
Mhm.
terrible on Lost, and he was terrible as the villain in 300. Anyways, they're almost hooking up, but then Sarah takes care of her mentally ill brother because did their parents die or are they just not around?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think they really didn't go into it.
Yeah, but she's just like, I like my brother calls me, I have to answer because he's at a psychiatric hospital. Um, and that interrupts their hookup a few times. Well, like, it interrupts the hookup when they're really about to get down and dirty, and it
Yeah.
like makes it awkward. And then he calls her Christmas Eve when she's at the office, and the guy's like, "Good night," and she cries, and it's a really sad. It's hard. It's hard because she loves her brother, obviously, but she also wants to have like a love life. She wants to have a life
Yeah.
where that's she's not always at the beck and call of like her brother and like his hospital, because he sometimes gets in these incidents where they like, hey, you need to come and calm him down.
Yeah. So and that's the thing. It's like I'm pretty sure if she just told that guy, he would have been like, got it.
No, no, he was an asshole though. Because if he really liked her and didn't just want to fuck, he wouldn't have when they're having that moment at the end where he's like, have a good night. Like, you know what I mean? Like he should have consoled her and been like, hey, I get it. Like, can we try again? Or no, maybe we can even, you know what I mean? Like he could have done other things to like show like, hey, I'm actually really interested in dating you.
Yeah, I mean, but I think it's one of those things of like opportunity.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because like they've both been crushed on each other for a minute, and then they have the opportunity, and then it just goes wrong. But then also she has to be open enough to communicate to him and just be like, "Hey, listen, my brother's da 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 da." It's just like this has nothing to do with us. It's not like some other dudes. It's not work. It's like I have a family thing, and then he'd be like, "Okay," because they had been floating around each other for a long time, and they've both been really apprehensive at moving forward. So they finally both break out of their shell to go and jump 2 feet in to try, and then when it goes wrong, they turtle deeper back into their shell. So like it's they basically go back to being shy around each other. But it's like
Yeah.
you got to take you're shy, another person shy, and then you're both trying, and then something fucks it up. You guys just gonna be even further away.
Yeah. Shy, shy, a crush, I why. All right. Um, the last two storylines, we already talked about one of them, which is like the sex, the porno stand-ins played by one of them's played by Martin Freeman. I forgot who the other actress is. And it kind of like is like whatever, it just provides us like some nudity, like some tits and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
it's whatever. And then that leads into the director, like the PA of that shoot is the best friends of this British guy named Colin, who's a fucking horn dog. Terrible caterer, by the way. He's catering at Peter Peter and what's her name's wedding, and he wants to go to America because he wants to get laid by American chicks because he doesn't get any luck with British chicks. And he's like,
Yeah.
American chicks love accents. This movie like shits on Americans really bad. Like it says the
I mean,
American
but they
president.
do.
Yeah,
They do.
yeah.
They do. That's not that they're
But
not
I'm just
lying.
talking about between the American girls, which one of them is I mean, there's a few amazing. I mean, Jay Ray Jones, you got Shan Elizabeth, Denise Richards in the 90s. Well, this is
Mhm.
early 2000s, but still they were
Yeah.
and then Elisha Cuthbert from 24 and who 24 and the girl next door. I was like, where
Yeah.
has she been? She's the only
Yeah, I know.
actress I've ever seen with a butt chin that I was like, I still think she's so hot.
Yeah, she's a cutie pie.
Yeah.
1-2 cutie pie.
But he goes to fucking Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and then just hooks up with all these American chicks. And then he comes back with fucking
He has
Shan
like
Elizabeth
a fucking,
harem.
a thruple.
Yeah.
No, no,
Well,
no,
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 it's
no,
more than
it's not
that.
threesome. Yeah, no, it's 4 of them.
More on them. Yeah, yeah. Which how does no one get pregnant when you're doing that? You know what I mean?
Or maybe they did get pregnant.
Oh, maybe. But yeah, like so then he comes back to London with Denise Richards and Shan Elizabeth, and his friends like, oh my God. Anyways, also Denise Richards kissed that brother right on the lips twice. I was like,
Mhm.
that wasn't a fake Hollywood kiss. That was like a real, ooh, okay. Um, and then
She's open.
we get to the end of the movie. Where I mean, but did she did Charlie Sheen have how long has Charlie Sheen had HIV?
We don't know.
Okay. I'm just saying. Anyways, but then we end with everyone kind of connecting at the airport and stuff like that. And then we have the beautiful Beach Boys, God Only Loves, God Only Knows. And we wrap up. We wrap up this movie in a nice little bow. So let's see. Let's see what some trivia that our producer Lluvia pulled. This is a longer episode, folks. I hope you all been enjoying
Yeah.
this. This had a budget of $40 million at gross $245 million. It's a huge hit. The director, Richard Curtis, kept saying he wanted someone like Laura Linney for the role of Sarah until the casting director snapped and told him, just get Laura Linney. She auditioned and got the role. And that's crazy that she had to audition, though.
Yeah.
If the director's only like, I want Laura Linney. Um, Laura Linney says she wishes her character hadn't answered the phone during her romantic scene with Carl. Me too, sister.
Yeah.
Because at the very
And
least,
you
she
know
should
what?
have gotten some dick. You know what I mean?
Can I just say, I don't know why, but Laura Linney, she does it for me.
She is. You know what it is? She's so fucking good at her job that she's attractive. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like me with like comedic actresses. You know, like if you really make me laugh, I'm fucking in. I'm
Yeah.
all the way in. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's wild. Yeah, she's great. And like
But
Ozark for some reason,
and here's the thing.
Ozark, I was into
It's
her.
it's not younger Laura Linney.
It's older.
It's older. Oh, yeah. It's
Ozark, Laura
yeah.
Linney, like
Oh,
fuck
yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. She was a piece of shit on that show, but she was
yeah, she
great.
was.
She really got me
Yeah,
going.
she was, man.
Absolutely, I am into toxic women, obviously.
Uh-oh. Rowan Atkinson's character was originally written as an angel who disappears in the airport. That would have been weird.
Yes.
Anthony Hopkins, Michael Gambon, and Michael Crawford were considered for the PM role, but unavailable. Oh, so they wanted to possibly go really older.
Mm.
I'm glad they wouldn't like Hugh Grant because then that get us that just to plays
And
Natalie.
yeah, because that would have been the very Bill Clinton vibes.
I mean, it just would have been an older actress. It would have been an older love story. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but I mean, would it?
Yeah. And in 2023, Richard Curtis acknowledged understanding why the cue card scene is seen as creepy. In 2024, Keira Knightley said she told him at the time that it already felt creepy, even though she had to act otherwise for the scene. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's probably like, yo, this is unsettling because that means like it's so devious what he does. It's supposed to be romantic, like a love, that fucking John Cusack movie where he has the
The
the boombox
boombox.
and shit like that, and like in your eyes, whatever. But it's not like that because he's got. First of all, you know how much time it would take to write those cue cards, and then
Yeah.
he's just walking away with a pile of cue cards. Is he going to recycle them? Is he going to throw them out? Like, I have so many questions.
But
Also,
that's
again,
that's the thing, though. Some of these movies give dudes the wrong impressions of what is actually romantic and what's not romantic.
oh yeah, it's
And
been
then
parodied so many times.
yeah, and then they do these wild things and they expect it to work out. It's just like, nah, bro, you look like a fucking crazy person.
Yeah, yeah, it was nuts. Our producer Lluvia also put some letterbox reviews. The first one's from Antonio, who wrote, "This would be a much better movie if Andrew Lincoln was in love with Chiwetel Ejiofor." Which is funny because Laura Linney actually asked him that because he looks so enamored from like if you actually pay attention to him during the wedding, she
Mhm.
thinks that he's in love with Chiwetel, and
Yeah.
it turns out he's actually in love with Keira Knightley, and so that was interesting. It could have been more interesting that
Yeah.
way. Film 8 wrote, even though this movie features Bilbo Baggins as a porn star, Oscar Schindler dealing with a son who is insanely annoying, Domino Harvey and Rick Grimes having a stupid relationship that ends with Rick Grimes holding up postal cards, the King of England getting lost in translation, and Snape and Professor Terrelly falling out of love, is still rather horrible. 1.5 out of 5 stars. That was a very
Yeah.
British post.
Mm.
Holly Beth wrote, "What the fuck was Andrew Lincoln's backup plan going to be if Chiwetel Ejiofor had answered the door instead of Keira Knightley?"
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, he's lucky that the brother didn't just show up and be like, "The fuck are you? What's happening?" Like, there's
What you got
definitely a
cards
beatdown.
for? Uh,
There's definitely a beatdown in that character's future, for sure, for
oh,
sure.
listen, if somebody showed up to my house and was literally trying to fucking, you know, tell my wife that I'm in love with, and he's a friend of mine. I mean, I don't even have to say it on this podcast because you already know what's going to happen. Because
You
because of the brother
already
conversation.
know, blood
Mm-hmm.
on the floor. Okay.
Fisticuffs.
Mina wrote, "Seeing the Keira Knightley Andrew Lincoln scene out of context on Tumblr, aw, wow, so cute. Watching it now in context, what the fuck?"
Mm-hmm.
All right. Angela wrote, "Fun fact, I tried watching this when I was 14, but the porn scenes with Martin Freeman scared my virgin eyes so much that I never finished the movie. 3.5 out of 5 stars." I mean, yeah, when he like
Fair.
blows in his hands to make them warm when he's groping her titties,
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of creepy, man. Um,
Good for
and
him.
just touch him cold. Kirsty wrote, "Honestly, you don't know true loss until you found out about the old lesbian couple subplot that Richard Curtis cut entirely from the movie." Oh, 5 out of 5 stars. I mean, there's so
Oh.
many plots to take, to follow, like, some of them could have been cut for sure.
Hmm.
Allison wrote, "Part of growing up is admitting Bill Nighy was the best story in this movie." Okay, 4 out of 5 stars. And then we did get one Patriot thought on this movie. And remember, folks, when you sign up for Patreon at patreon.com/media popcorn, you're guaranteed to have your thoughts and reviews read on that episode. So Nicole O wrote, "This is one of my favorite Christmas movies." Lots of exclamation marks. "I will sing the main song all the time. A couple of years ago, there was a trend on TikTok to recreate the Hugh Grant dancing scene. Mr. Grant, kind of grumpy white man, was actually amused about it and laughed." All right. There you go. So, Justin, break down our rating system, baby.
Stop calling me baby. Guys, you know how we do this. We rate movies, bags of popcorn, small, medium, large, and the XL for the exceptional. If a film doesn't deserve any hot, buttery, delicious popcorn, we throw it into the stale popcorn pile. We pile piles and piles of stale popcorn on top of it. So, Brandon, we watched the 2003 film Love Actually, with a whole list of actors and actresses in it. But, Brandon, what say you, sir?
I say this gets a large.
Okay.
This gets a large. It damn near almost XL. It's just too damn long. If this is 2 hours or less, it'd be an XL. But it's 2 hours and 15 minutes, which is like, all right, what are we doing here? Because you could easily cut the Collins storyline and probably the Martin Freeman stuff. It ultimately didn't add that much. And those two
Mm.
stories are connected. Like, you know what I mean? So we could have easily cut that and had a really tight, really fun, really great romantic comedy drama thing. But other than that, I love this movie. It's just 15 minutes too long. Justin, what's your rating?
I'm actually 1,000% in agreement with you. You stole the words right out of my mouth. I'm giving it a large as well. The same exact thing. I remember watching this, and then I looked up at the clock and was like, "Wait, how much more of this?" I'm just
Yeah.
like what? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's just damn too long. But
So long.
it's great. It's fun. Like I'm sorry, I stepped on my fucking thing. It was a good watch.
Yeah, it's a fun time, y'all. Check out Love Actually. It's on all the
Mm.
podcast. It's on
Love,
not podcast.
actually.
It's on Hulu and a bunch of stuff. But as always, folks, you can follow the show at Medium P Podcast on all social media platforms,
So Disney Plus as well.
youtube.com/medium popcorn podcast. And you can follow me at Frodo_Blackens on Instagram and threads, FrodoBlackens.com for show dates, all that good stuff. Drum Black History Tour dates coming up in 2026, all the fun stuff. And Justin, if people want to follow you as well as support the show financially, what can they do, my brother?
Well, guys, you could first of all follow me at J Brown Did It on all the social media platforms, but you can also take yourself over to Patreon, patreon.com/medium popcorn. We have $2, $5, $10, and $15 packages. Our entire backlog is on Patreon. So if you're looking for a particular episode, guess where it's at? Patreon, bitches. Also, we have bonus episodes and just so much content. Patreon's where it's at, guys. Head over to Patreon, patreon.com/medium popcorn.
Chitty chitty bang bang. That's what's up, y'all. Oh, and leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast application. It's been a while since we got one of those.
Read on the show.
All
Reading
right.
on the show.
Yep. And patreon.com/media popcorn. You get a shout out from Idris. You know, he needs the money and we need the love. We also need the money too.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
More than
Bye.
Idris does. Peace.